ongoing oversight and no ongoing transparency. So what we're proposing today are 5 basic steps to clean up that problem. I'll go through them very briefly and then open it up. The first thing we're doing is saying, do not have this open system where 30,000 people get to use it. Do what the other states are doing. Create a small and focused team of trained law enforcement officials. They're the ones who do the searches. Now, just like in the other states, they can take requests to do the searches from all across the state. But for that search to take place, there has to be a written request, and then the search team, the facial recognition unit as we call it, does the search. To do this, you'd have to remove the system from OLEC. And we can talk about that, but I think the heart of the problem of what they've done so far is they have uploaded this and spent money uploading this to OLEC, which immediately means you have tens of thousands of users who don't need to use it, and you also no longer need the request system that I'm proposing. That just doesn't make sense. The second point is to place controls and protocols on the software's usage and track the requests that are made. The third point is, even though the system will be a lot more secure under my proposal because you're removing it from OLEC, and basically the bottom line is, in other states, the facial recognition system is a standalone system. There's no need to put it into OLEC. You can have people use it just on its own. That in and of itself makes it far more secure. But even beyond that, what I propose is that as you set up that system in that way, you still have an outside and independent security audit of the system to make sure that it can't be breached or used in an unauthorized way. The fourth step that we propose is to create an ongoing, permanent facial recognition oversight committee, made up of public officials, those in law enforcement, but also citizens who represent other interests. I'd say one that's a little more diverse and represents a little more of Ohio than the current task force, although I give them credit on working very hard. I think that it should be a broader group. And this oversight committee would be the independent eyes and ears to ensure the system is effective and also secure, and keeping an eye on the facial recognition unit and what it's doing. And finally, in the name of transparency, which I know those in the media appreciate, part of what that oversight committee would do is provide an annual public report back to the citizens, for all to see about how the system is working. When was it used? How many times? What are the patterns of when it's used? Were there any breaches? If so, what action was taken? What did the audit show? So that rather than, we're going to do the opposite of what's been done today. This isn't going to be behind closed doors. We think that there can be, great public conversation about this system, why it's effective, and by the way, one reason I'm here today is say, of course there are many instances where this system can provide a great benefit to law enforcement. It's got to be done right, and having that annual report from an oversight committee that explains, when it was used, when it was effective, but also any concerns they have, any updates they have to the protocols would all be very helpful. So today we're basically saying, yes, there are some uses for this system. It has been launched in an irresponsible and frankly mismanaged way. This looks in no way like the other states in the country, but there are ways to fix that, and what we're proposing today are 5 steps that make it far more accountable, far more transparent, secure, effective in doing its job, but not putting the risk of this system on the backs of citizens and their security and privacy. So with that, I'd love to open up to any